This is 106.1 KYVC. Joe Vazurek visiting with Ag meteorologist Chris Schromick at Decision Weather in Atwood. Chris, another pleasant morning as we kick off a Wednesday.
Yeah, Joe, we're finally going to get to talk about a pattern shift here today where we've been under this high pressure ridge for, at least a week and maybe a little bit longer than a week, where we've had these warm and dry conditions. Out there this morning, we got a south breeze at about 10 miles per hour that's actually starting to turn to the north and west in northeast Colorado and up there in Wyoming and the Nebraska Panhandle. And that's an upper level trough that is coming over the Rockies that will influence and bring a cool front through the tri-state area this evening, with a chance for some scattered showers and thunderstorms. Those thunderstorms will develop out on the Front Range, then work their way to the Kansas-Colorado border around 8 p.m. They'll be scattered once they cross the line because it's moving into that drier air from that high-pressure ridge, and will probably start out as virga, then eventually start hitting the ground later in the evening into the early morning hours. So we could pick up some precipitation here later this evening. It's not going to be enough to really put a dent in the drought conditions and the dryness we've been experiencing from this high pressure ridge that's been firmly in place. But at least there is some moisture. You may get some better stuff out there along the Kansas-Colorado border. And in Colorado, maybe a severe warning or two, but once it gets into Nebraska and Kansas, we're not expecting that. As far as temperatures go, we're starting out here this morning at 55 in Burlington, 62 in Goodland, 59 in Colby, 55 in Oberlin. And then we got some low 50s and upper 40s out there in northeastern Colorado. That cooler air will eventually be moving over us for tomorrow and tomorrow night. But for today, we'll warm up into the upper 80s and low 90s out ahead of that front. It'll arrive, like we said, this evening with them scattered chances for storms. Tonight's low with clouds will be in the upper 50s to around 60. Then when it clears tomorrow night, drop into that 50, upper 40s, low 50-degree readings that we're seeing out there in Colorado today. As far as temperatures tomorrow, we're looking in the upper 70s, around 80, depending on how much the clouds will hold in tomorrow, and if we do have some scattered showers lingering tomorrow morning. And then that pattern shift will be short-lived, because by the weekend, we'll start to see ridging building out west. We'll have a stationary front along the Kansas-Colorado border that'll put our temperatures back into the 80s. As far as rain goes, when that front starts lifting to the north as a warm front on Sunday, we could see some scattered storms. We'll keep an eye on that. It could be to our east and to the north, but there is at least some chances for some scattered storms. Temperatures will climb back into the 80s, overnight lows into the middle to upper 50s, and then that ridge will come over the central U.S. and the plains Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and it looks like most of next week. It'll start to break down Thursday and Friday with a glancing below trough that'll go along the Canadian border up in Canada. But we're probably looking till the 15th, 16th, and 17th when we get a deeper trough and something more significant that could bring that rain that we need for the wheat and cooler weather that we'll need for later in September. But up until then, it does look like the best only chance for rain is this hit and miss stuff this evening. We'll be dry through at least Wednesday, Thursday of next week with 90-degree temperatures next week. So when we start football games and thinking things are just about to cool down, we're going to have one more shot of 90-degree weather.
All right. Once again, that's Ag meteorologist Chris Schromick at Decision Weather in Atwood, as well as America's Weather Streaming Channel. For 106.1 KYVZ, I'm Joe Vazurek.